Hello, and thank you for taking this walk on the Stodick HOA property. We own the wall to the sidewalk. The county maintains the sidewalk to the street. Unfortunately, they do not do a very good job, so we're going to try to fix that, get on their case about things, trying to figure out a maintenance agreement perhaps in the future, or a trade of land. These are the McKenna mailboxes, and when the trimming and cleanup and bush removal happens in August, these will definitely need to be trimmed back. We own all the way to the street at both mailbox areas. That bush is ours. That dwarf pine is ours. We own to this concrete curbing on the left. This entire area here on the McKenna mailboxes is ours. That bush is ours. I'm not quite sure how that's getting water right now because the drip line seems to end over here with some duct tape. And on all of the drip endings, we would like a screw cap ending so that the lines can easily be flushed. This is not acceptable. I get that it's a temporary fix. That's fine for a temporary fix, but somebody has to come back. So anyway, add all the drip stoppers for every drip ending that doesn't have one. There are some that do have them. And that'll be a nice discovery process of some of the ones that have not been found in a long time. That's our Stodick control box on the left there. Moving up the line here along Stodick Parkway. We have some bushes slated for removal, some that are not. Those will grow if they get water, which they now are getting. We have stumps getting water that we don't want to get water. No stump should get water. These bushes here will be grown a lot by August and will need to be trimmed for sure. There's one of our valve boxes there on the left. This is the corner of Stodick at Stodick. Crossing Stodick Lane. Those 3 big bushes are ours and will need to be trimmed back, but keep the homeowner privacy in mind for these. There's a valve box right there in between those 2 bushes. That bush as well. But keep the homeowner privacy in mind. Definitely a little bit of trimming is going to be needed in this zone for sure. There's 3 little irrigation problems from this point on up that hopefully I'll have fixed by the time August happens. It's just minor stuff. Heads. Easy. That ends the Stodick Zone. This is Zone 4, South Muller, the unfinished no man's zone. Unfortunately, this did not get sprayed or obviously any pre-emergent, and we have some leaves and tumbleweeds. We own about 10 feet out off the wall, and the county would own the other side of this area. But this will have to get weed whacked and removed. And hopefully properly taken care of in the future so that this doesn't happen again. Weeds should not grow the height of the wall. We're sorry about this. That's the end of no man's zone. Now we're at South Muller, or Mid Muller. Welcome to the Mid Muller zone, where the sidewalk begins. We own the wall to the sidewalk. There's a lot of cleanup here, a lot of bushes that are going to be removed along this run because a lot of irrigation problems and things that were not running, things that died. So we're gonna fix all that, aren't we? There's our little control box there on the left that controls the south run there and this little run up here. Another stump that's getting water. We don't want any of the stumps to get water. The county does not do a good job maintaining this property. We'll have to account for blowing our leaves through the county parkway that is not very well maintained. I'm sure you'll pick up some of the county leaves along the way. We're okay with that, just account for it in the bid that that's going to happen. The North Muller Zone goes all the way to Toller. This is the corner of Muller and Toller. Again, we own the wall to the sidewalk. These bushes here will need to be trimmed back quite a bit in August. Those will fluff out a little bit. There's one of the control boxes there. Toller East, Toller West. Controller right there. The Kitty Hawk mailbox pathway area, we own that fence to that fence, this whole path. All of these bushes are ours, and they really grew to the point where it was an emergency and we had to get these trimmed back. So this walkway has been trimmed, thankfully, and I'm sure it will need to be immediately trimmed in August as well. We own this all the way to the street. Again, both of the mailbox areas, the McKenna and the Kitty Hawk mailboxes, we both own to the street, all the way to that wall. Like that dwarf pine is ours. We have a few things slated for removal behind the mailboxes, which is kind of a strange place to have some plants. Will be nice when this is a design project and we can get to finish off this dirt area here and on the other side. Moving on to the Zone 1 Toller line. This is the wall drip line, that wall to the concrete curbing all along Toller. Very tall lilacs, other bushes, tumbleweeds, leaves, a lot of cleanup along this. A lot of leaves. Stumps, bushes to remove, things getting water that shouldn't, need a lot of goof plugs. That was an end of a drip line that I was noting. The tree suckers should be removed. Any kind of a maple or cherry tree sucker bush looking thing should be cut back, removed, and then the lines plugged so that they don't get water. Behold, a maple bush there on the left, and here's another maple bush right there that shouldn't exist. It's just a stump getting water. We don't want stumps getting water. These overhanging honeysuckles and snake grass, I don't know if the county's going to tolerate this much longer going into their grass, but we'll see. I'll let them know our situation. There's a tree sucker, cherry tree sucker, plum, whatever, that needs to be removed, and another maple bush. There's a bush in there too. There's a few hidden bushes to remove. They've been engulfed by too much honeysuckle or whatever that is. Anyway, a lot to be redesigned on this run. Can't wait till that happens. That'll be an exciting project, and we look forward to working with someone on that. Hopefully next year. We own to the end of that wall. Nothing around that basin at all is ours. We maintain the 2 entrance medians. The water for this entrance median comes from the town of Gardnerville, who maintains the detention pond all around the detention pond. I happened to catch this while it was running, and that is unfortunately filled with water. We will try to have that solved before August. We had a lot of junipers here, and we had those removed. Thankfully, we really don't want junipers. Not a fan of things with spikes or the grasses. The town will be easy to work with on redoing this line. And it's just at the medians themselves. We're not talking about underneath all the way to the box, just where it comes up at the medians. Let's redo, replace, and get some new plants in here. Perhaps some different rock or whatever ideas you pros can come up with, we're willing to listen to. But this is just a blank slate waiting to be decorated. And by the way, I did pull the weeds at that median. The other entrance median is at Apollo, the corner of Apollo and Elgis. This is just a drip line that needed a goof plug. I came back and put one in. I'll check it later again. We had these little plants installed a few years ago, but nobody really took a lot of time to make sure they were all getting appropriate water. So here's one to remove. Doesn't have a flag on it, but please remove that little guy. It's never going to come back. I think it'll be satisfying to rip out this strip line and replace it. It's a pretty barren median since the junipers have been taken out. All we have is this tiny little bush at the end. It's a little sad. Sorry, I just can't stand to see a tree trunk only getting water when the roots really need it. Have to stop and move that for a brief moment. We don't like the weeds growing on the cracks of the streets either. And we're okay with those being weed whacked and having that happen by our landscape people. They will form every once in a while. I did fix that. Thank you for watching. We really look forward to getting these bids.